there's this topic I really feel passionate about that I just wanted to talk about. That I feel, I don't know, it's just something that's been coming up a lot lately, and like I was thinking about it today, how so yeah, there's this homeless lady. I don't know if she's actually homeless, but there's this lady. She's there almost every day at the traffic lights closest to my house, and every day she's like there holding up a sign in the middle of winter, like in the middle of the rain. Like she's always got like a big coat on, and you know she's always there looking for money, looking for people's generosity, to help her through whatever she's going through. And I was thinking about how, like, I gave her, so when I've been going through something, it's part of my journey where when I go through something really tough, I tend to like cling to old patterns, and one of the old patterns was cigarette smoking. I haven't smoked in years, but I bought a pouch, like a tobacco roll your own pouch, so that I could smoke, because I was like really craving it during this time of change, around this time of year every year. Anyway, I bought this pouch. I had it for about a week, and I was like, look, I don't even want this anymore. Like, I feel like now that I've bought it, I feel the obligation to smoke it, and I've been holding on to it, and I'm like, well, maybe I should just give it away. And so I was like, maybe I can just give it to someone or sell it or something, so I don't have it around all the time. And then like a day later, I was like driving past this intersection, and she came up to my window, and I completely forgot she was even there. And I was on my way out, and she asked me if I had a spare cigarette, and I said I don't, because I didn't have any at the time. But I did have my pouch at home, sitting at home. And I was like, damn, I can just give her my tobacco so that I don't need it anymore. And she obviously needs it more than me. And you know how stressful it is, like being homeless. Like, imagine how much that would help her, just to be able to have a kind stranger give her this really good quality organic tobacco to smoke. So, you know, it's not money, but it's like, it's something, you know, and it's probably more valuable than money, because she doesn't have to go, you know, it's just there. Anyway, so the next time I was there and I had my tobacco with me, I gave her half of my pouch, because I wasn't ready to fully let go of all of it. So I gave her half of it in a bag, and I walked up to her, like, and I actually had a conversation with her and gave it to her, and I was like, look, like, I hope you have a good night, like, you know, good luck to you, you know. And she said, yeah, thank you. But anyway, so I was thinking about how people say, and people have said to me recently, like, when like this conversation ever comes up, it's like the same people that always say, like, oh, you know, I always give them, like, I'll go and give homeless people food, or like I'll go and buy them a lunch, or I'll buy them a coffee and I'll give them that. I don't give them money. Like, don't give them money, because then they'll just go and spend it on drugs, and like that's what got them there in the first place. Like, I'm not going to enable that behavior. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, especially lately, I'm like, what difference does it make? Truly, this is my opinion. What difference does it make what they spend their money on? To you, what difference does it make? Like, it's you're choosing to be generous to this person. You're giving them the money. That is enough. You don't need to then go and think about what they're going to spend that money on. They are grateful for the money no matter what they go and spend it on. They need it for whatever reason they need it. It's not your business what they need it for. Like, it's none of our business what they go and spend their money on, because it's not going to enable them more than they will already be enabled in other ways to do the same thing. If they're going to make a decision to choose to spend the money on drugs instead of food, what difference does that make to you? That's what they think they need. That's where they're at in their journey. So I think that's what I feel, is that, like, wherever they are in their journey is none of your concern. Like, you're not making them more homeless by giving them money, because they might potentially spend it on drugs or alcohol. Maybe that's what they need. Like, maybe in their journey, they need to go through that. Maybe they need to learn the lesson of spending all their money on alcohol, and so they have no food and then they're starving. Like, but they have alcohol. Like, maybe they need to learn that. Maybe they need to do that enough times so that they learn the lesson to prioritize different things. You know what I mean? Maybe they need to get sick, or maybe, you know, they need to squander their money on drugs for them to realize that it's not healthy or good for them in this situation. Like, it doesn't matter. Whatever the reason, whatever they spend their money on is not our concern. And I just feel strongly that anyone that thinks that they're doing the right thing by not giving them money is like, you're being generous, but it's conditional. It's like, imagine if a parent's to give you love and like, I'll give you love, but only if you do this with it. Or I'll give you support, but only if you do what I want you to do. Like, who are you to dictate what they should be doing, what choices they should be making after you help them? Does that, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, maybe people think that they're helping others. Maybe people think that they're helping by not giving them money so that they don't spend it on drugs and make their situation worse. But is that really helping by giving them nothing because you just assume they're going to do the wrong thing? You assume that they're not going to be able to make their own decisions as an adult. You're treating them now like they're less of a person. Just because they're homeless doesn't mean they can't make their own decisions. Of course, they're smart enough to live on the streets. They're smart enough to make the decisions that are right for them. And it is absolutely not our business or our concern or our place to judge what they do with their money that they receive. Like, if you want to give from the kindness of your heart is not telling you like, oh, you know, go and give them money so that they'll go and buy food. Like, it's not about the gesture. When it comes from the heart, it's not conditional. It's not based on any rules or expectations or any fears, because, like, I know, God forbid, we give money to someone and makes them buy drugs, and that's bad, you know. It's when it comes from the heart. When you give, it's just giving. It's not conditional. It's not about giving so that this. No, like, it's not about you being a good person. It's just about giving because you feel the desire to help someone other than yourself. And you see someone in need and you feel compassion, a normal, pretty healthy human emotion. You feel compassion, you want to help someone. That is true, genuine generosity and giving and sharing. Seeing someone else in a position that you wouldn't want to be in, or that you wouldn't want a loved person to be in, and helping them. It's not about what they do with the money. It's not about their health, because your health, their health, and their choices about their health is none of your concern. It's completely about the kindness of you giving and not expecting anything. You're not giving them so that they will get themselves out of that situation. You're giving them money because they're asking for money and that's what they need. What they need it for, absolutely none of our concern. So, I mean, I've said that a million times in this video, but I hope that is coming across. I feel strongly about this, clearly. I just feel like it's really important that people realize that they're not being the good guy by refusing to give homeless people money because they might use it on something bad or something that society deems as not good. Maybe drugs isn't what got them in that position. Maybe it's not alcohol or cigarettes that got them in that position. But for whatever reason, they're homeless. Whatever reason, they're on the side of the road begging for money. And they deserve compassion for being in that position, because if they had control to get out of that situation, if they had the power to do that and make a decision and go, bam, I'm in a house, I have a perfect family, I have a perfect life, I have all this money, of course they would make that decision. It's not their fault that they're in that position. A lot of people like to blame addicts and blame alcoholics and blame people with, addictions that have taken their lives apart. But that is their karma, and they are no less of a person for being in that position. In fact, the people who go through the hardest stuff are usually the strongest characters and have good hearts, you know. Deep down, they come here to learn these, like, they're learning lessons in that place. They're learning lessons being in this struggle and this suffering that you see them in. And you coming past seeing them in suffering and offering them an offering from your heart, from a place of, we are both humans. I see what you're going through. I see that you're in a tough spot and I want to help you. I want to help. That is the true humanity that so much of us, we have this in our hearts that we want to do this, and then, you know, there's all these other things that we think that, you know, for example, like, oh, I don't want to help them because they might use it for this or that. Like, no. If we take it back to, we are all the same in the way that we are all struggling through something, but when you're in a better position than someone else and you see their suffering and you see how you're in a better position and that you are able to help them, and then you choose to help them through the kindness of your heart without condition, that is unconditional love. That is the true essence of humanity. Like, when we are truly connected with ourselves and with our human, like our natural instinct to help each other, that is when, you know, we are able to give to each other, and we're able to see with a compassionate heart what someone else is going through and help them, and not judge them, and not control them or tell them what to do or tell them how to fix their problems. We don't know if deciding to buy food or cigarettes with the money you gave them is going to help them, or what direction that's going to take their life. We don't know whether your money is going to make a difference in their lives, like in a way to get them off the streets or not. We don't know that because it's not our business. It's not, the point is not to decide where our generosity takes them. We are just there to help. The generosity itself, the act of love, the act of service to another, the act of selflessness and compassion is purely in that, is rooted in love, is rooted in humanity and oneness, meaning we are one, meaning we see that we are all human and that we're all struggling with something, and that if we have the ability to look how we are so privileged and grateful for having a home, for having not struggling with these certain things that other people are struggling with, and being able to help them, it's a truly beautiful thing to be able to turn around and say, look, I really want to help you, and I see what you're going through, and it sucks, and I am in a position where I can help you, and I really want to, and so I'm going to, and it's unconditional. I don't expect anything back. I don't want anything back. I just want to help you because I see what you're going through. I feel your suffering, or I see your suffering, or it really fucking sucks what you're going through, and I want to help. I want to be someone who helps you rather than continuing the problem, you know, rather than being part of the problem. Not that people that ignore homeless people are a problem. I'm not saying that. But if we were more in our humanity, in our common, what's the word I'm looking for? If we were in more of a community, you know, and more like, if we were able to relate to each other more, and if we were looking to relate to each other more and connect to each other more and help and lift each other up more and support each other, as a society, we would actually just be able to boost these people up without dragging them down for being in that place in the first place. When someone says, I'm not giving this person money because they're going to use it for drugs, or they're going to use it for alcohol, like, that is not helping. That is not love. That is judgment, and it is fear-based, and it is an excuse to pretend like you're generous, but you're not really. Like, that is not it's not a kind thing to do. It's not helping anybody, and it's just a way to withhold, you know? It's just a way to withhold your generosity from someone because you're expecting something in return, and that's not a good feeling, you know? It's not a good feeling for anyone, and no one wins in that situation. Like, it's just, it doesn't need to be that way, you know? And yeah, like I said, it's not our concern. And as part of a community, we want to help each other no matter what that looks like. Maybe cigarettes is really what that person needs. Or maybe the next hit is the hit that's going to change their whole perspective, or give them even like a bad experience that changes their perspective. Like, we are not the ones to dictate these things. These things are out of our control, and the only thing we can really do is just try to be helpful in any way that we can. And That's what I believe. So thank you for listening. Super random topic, but I just think, yeah, we all have the ability that to be something that we think about a bit more, and just hope this inspires some acts of kindness and compassion, because humanity, we're all going through something, and the more we can treat each other as equals, and the more we can treat people who we see as lower than us, societally, people who we see as below us, the more we can treat them as equals, the more we can close that gap, the more we can close the gaps that prevent us from being a real community. And we are a long way from that, but I know it's possible. There are people out there like me and other people who are generous, who treat those people like equal, especially when it's really hard to, and because they deserve it. And these people see that we're all equal, and the more that we can create that community and that mentality of equality, the more we will have that stronger community, and people will feel more uplifted, people will be more supported, and especially the people who just get ignored and left on the streets, like the homeless people of Perth and all around the world. They're going to feel more supported, and there will be less and less homeless people. I'm talking about in the future, when more and more people start to do this, we'll start to create a different vibration where the homeless and the people at the bottom of society start to get supported by people higher in society, people with more, just like better, jobs, or jobs in general, or homes and extra money, more money than they need, are able to then go down to the bottom by helping the people at the bottom and lifting them up, and then eventually we'll have less classes between, and we'll just start to have more equality and more balance in society. So thank you for listening, and yeah, I think it's always really important to share your opinions and your beliefs and your values with the world. If you feel strongly about something, share it, because the world needs to know your opinion and your view, and it matters. Your voice, it matters. And I was literally just talking about this to myself while I was doing laundry just now, and I was like, I want to share this actually, because I think someone out there, I think people out there would agree, and if they don't agree, that's okay, but it's starting a conversation, it's starting a new way of thinking. It's putting it out there to the universe and into the world for people to respond to or receive and think about it, and just putting out that vibration of I'm going to speak my truth, I'm going to speak what I believe, and I also want to speak some truth about this situation, and how people treat homeless people, and just how we're all human, and just bringing more awareness to that. Even just making this video is just bringing more of that vibration into the world, and making the world a better place. So please share your voice, and share your opinion, share your views, share what you feel strongly about, and your life experiences and the things you're learning, because we want to hear it. I want to hear it. And yeah, there are so many people out there that can benefit from listening to you and hearing what you have to say. Till next time.